everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee. Today we're going to talk about freestyling and, you know, the art of freestyle. We kind of like, to be honest with you, it's always great to have Respek BA on the show, and I've had him on 2 times before, and we've sort of gone through his entire history, but we wanted something else to talk about, so we're sort of spitballing ideas around, and I figured freestyling would be a good idea. And I posted on Reddit about few weeks ago, what are the best freestyle battles, what are the best examples of freestyling, and got some great responses, got some battles that I'd heard of, some battles that I'd not heard of. I took a sort of random smattering, gave them to BA. We're going to talk about them, we're going to talk about freestyling in general, all that good sort of stuff. Just before we do, please follow us at Battle Rap Resume, subscribe to us on the channel. We are doing live streams. This episode is actually being live streamed right now, so if you want to catch up on the live streams in the future, you can check us out there. Most of the episodes are going to be going live from now on. Patreon, iTunes, all that good stuff. But it's always a pleasure to say this. Respek BA, how you going, man?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. Hold on a second. You know what? I'm being an amateur. I forgot to plug my headphones in for you.
It's all good. It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. It's live. Anything can happen, so it's all good. We can.
Okay, can you still hear me good, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. man.
That's us.
You know, one of the things that I've been watching a lot of these battles over the past few days, and I've watched a hell of a lot of battle rappers, I'm sure you have, and a lot of these punchlines have got me. Like, I've been like, fuck, you know, I've got a good reaction from it, and I think part of it is from, like, the unconscious mind. Like, you know, because they're not written down, these writers are going into a different sphere, aren't they? And often it can pull out something a bit more effective than usual.
Sometimes it's like talking in like talking in tongues almost. You know, when you get into, like, you know what's weird? The only other thing I've had in my life which reminds me of freestyle rapping when you're like proper in a zone is like spinning nunchucks.
Right.
See when you just get like start going off on one, like that's the only thing I can relate freestyling to when you proper go on one. But I've always said what the written era brought was consistency, but what it lost was spontaneity, like them magic little moments that just happen because shit happens. Yeah, so it's like a trade-off, you know what I mean? You lose more of that shit because, I mean, obviously if this all went back to freestyle rapping and written's being frowned upon, a large percentage of modern rappers probably wouldn't do it. Do you know what I'm saying? So So yeah, you get a way larger talent pool, you get way more consistent bars, but yeah, you do lose that like spontaneity, spot of the moment shit.
And as we said before on a past episode, people need to check out the Printer's Devil EP, specifically the song Battle Me, which is pretty much all about that, isn't it? All about how if you couldn't freestyle back in the day, you weren't a battler.
Well, yeah, exactly, mate. Writtens were actually frowned upon, and then nothing. I felt no compliment more than when people come up to me and quote a bar and say that was written, wasn't it? And it not being, because it proper was frowned upon, man. It was about who had the most skill off the head, which could only come from like accumulative practice, basically.
Yeah. And you know, today we're going to be going through a whole range of battles. I didn't actually realise that one of the battles, you get mentioned in it, the Saurus and Ilmac battle.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that shit in so long. When you gave me the list, I actually watched that shit today, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. But well, you know, we'll get to that. And as you say, it's kind of, you can be a bit naive when you get into battling and whatever, you get into Don't Flop or King of the Dart, and you sort of don't realise that there are all these huge tournaments that went before, and, you know, it's awesome to sort of learn your history. And the first battle I want to talk about is a battle that's mentioned in so many battles. Like, the typical angle is in a battle, like, some guy's going out with a girl and he's trying to get her into battling, and he's like, you don't know Juice and Super Nat? And, you know, I mean, this battle, Respek BA, its importance cannot be overstated, right?
Not at all, mate. It's the battle that got me into battling way back in the day. It's the very first battle I ever heard. I heard the copy that Hot 97 must have played, or whatever it was, the Wake Up Show or something, the day after. But yeah, it was the first ever battle I'd ever heard, and I was absolutely amazed by it. Like that's the first thing I'd ever heard like that. I didn't know that happened with MCs before that. And I just thought it was the dopest shit, man. So clever.
Here's a super dope nigga, this is supernatural. Show you ISIS on the mic and I'ma rip it. Still Herb albums with the lyrics on my snippet. Let's try to do this, I let him do rebuttal. He flew up in the air but he died like the shuttle. I'm superb. One time, yo, I'm slipping. Juice, you ain't shit, and your name I'm ripping. Stripping you down every time that I rock it. Look the way I flip it inside the fiber optics. Understudy, yo, that's suicidal. Fuck that shit. Supernatural is your idol. You like me? Yo, brother, you can't fight me.
Juice had battled Eminem in the finals of the '97 Scribble Jam, but I mean, Supernat's kind of the more famous one of the two, isn't he? Like his freestyle ability. I've seen a lot of videos of him like freestyling items from the crowd and stuff like that. Like, was he a bit of a pioneer in that sense, or?
Well, maybe I'm the opposite end of the spectrum, because I know Supernat was always seen as the guy, but for me the guy was Juice. I love Juice. And you know what? There was this track I really liked, the Juice's, because I had these albums and shit. Even though it's not like his albums blew up, but I checked for them because of the battles. And he had this one song, In the Trenches, and obviously no one here knew it. If a DJ on the radio span this shit in the club, it would get no reaction yet. And I just remember, I forget what year it was, but I was in a nightclub in Germany, like doing a gig. And the nightclub over there was closing at like 5 a.m, so it was a mad one after the gig. And at like 4 a.m, In the Trenches by Juice came on, and the whole club went mental. Like, they all knew it. I was like, no fucking way, man. So yeah, some places know about Juice as well. But yeah, Juice was always the guy for me, mate. And Supernat is sick. Not disputing who won the battle, obviously. Supernat won it 2-1 in my opinion. Even though Juice's third round was my favourite round of the whole battle.
Yeah, apparently from Tip of the Iceberg, the song you were talking about, In the Trenches. I mean, if it's got your stamp of approval, I'll have to check it out. All the YouTube comments are going mad for it, so that's interesting. But
you know what? In the Trenches is fucking. It's actually about battling as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
I forget how the whole thing goes, but like the second verse starts with like, now my opponent got skills too. I'm knowing how dope he get, but fucking with JU, that's inappropriate. You know what I mean? It's all about him going into a battle, mate. It's sick.
Yeah, and the video, it's just, well, the video on YouTube set to just Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls highlights, so okay, that's interesting.
All right, I never even
no, I mean, yeah, it's just some guy's just done that for whatever reason, but
why not? Michael Jordan was, in the trenches, like, yes, on the basketball court. We're stretching here, but, could be court like, trenches or something.
I like basketball, I don't really follow it ever, but I've learned so much about basketball from battle rap. Like, everyone has a Jordan flu game bar, and I had to learn what that meant. I never knew what it meant until after battling.
Oh, I don't have a Jordan flu game bar. So
no. But yeah, quite a few people do. And there's actually a clip of the battle, which is quite cool, because as you say, it did exist pretty much in audio. It was on a lot of the radio stations. But the Freestyle Art of Rhyme documentary, Sway is there. And, one of the things that I took from this battle that Sway says, it's not just what you say, is it? It's how you behave. It's your mentality, your physicality in the ring when you're battling freestyle.
Definitely. But I think that was like, I mean, I'm not knocking no one, but that was a given back in the day because everyone at battle was an MC. Even if you had a weird way of carrying yourself, I don't want to say the word swagger, right? Even if you had a strange way of carrying yourself, it was still your own personality and you had something to it, you know what I mean? Because you'd honed that. No matter what way you did it, it was still something to it. Whereas nowadays, obviously, a lot of people get into it from the mathematical wordplay interest side of it, who aren't necessarily trained as MCs, and I think that is deafening when you see someone on stage performing who's not an MC. It's such a difference to me.
Yeah, massively so. And I mean, the clip again, Juice.
Shout out to the guy in the comments that said I killed Jones.
Yeah, yeah, you did. Yeah, okay, yeah, you did. Yeah, you definitely did, man.
I did. I thought that, you know what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
What were you... Sorry, what were you saying?
No, some guy complimented you. You got it. Yeah, fair enough. You got to point it out. I mean, we spoke about that battle at length in the last episode, so definitely check that out. We recapped it. I mean, it's still not came out, has it? And it looks like it's never going to come out.
Mate, I've got a copy on my fucking... you know what I mean? It will come out. Yeah. It's just, I'm trying to be patient so the professionally edited version comes out. But worst case scenario, that one camera angle pay-per-view version is just going to have to do, because God, how long did they expect me to wait? I remember talking to you on the last podcast. When was the last time we spoke, mate? It was a couple months ago.
Yeah, before last year.
And even then, I was like, yo, it's dragging on a bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's fucking crazy to think that's already 1 month dusted of this year already, man. That's
I know. That's terrifying. And I mean, they've released some battles from that event, but there's some big battles: you versus Sirius, Arsenal versus Tony, Raptor versus Calico. They're all unreleased.
It's fucking bullshit, man, for the MCs. You know what? It's coming to the point where it's like, look, you two, I don't give a fuck about money or business. I never got into this for either of them. These are the disputes you two are having amongst yourselves. Nothing to do with me. But for the sake of the MCs, come together in unison just for the understanding that we put our hard fucking work into putting on performances we would expect them to get promotion from and all of that good shit. And everyone to see the hard work we put in with our performances. And it's coming to the point where it's like, yo, you two need to at least, whatever you have aside, put these out for the sake of the rappers involved and the fans of the battles. That's the way I feel about it. Like, the shit's just silly. It's fucking silly, mate. It's getting to the year anniversary of the battle not being released. It really is,
yeah. It's like 2 months away, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
It is, yeah. It's upsetting, man. Yeah, and the guy in the comments says it was the best battle on the card. And yeah, I think.
You don't have to leak this guy in the comments to say he's going to leak his copy. Yo, don't do that, because if anyone's got to leak a copy, I'm going to be the guy leaking it. So at least my little YouTube channel can get the hits in it.
Yeah. And it's just it's a bit of an odd situation. And just to go back to the comments before we hop back into the freestyle, Yardman Wildemez, who's a great friend of the show all the way from Jamaica, would you battle Gemini? He asks.
Yeah, I would battle whoever if the timing was right and whatever else was right, man. You know what I mean? It's but like I said, it's all about top tier guys. But Gemini is like, because to me there was like a little trinity, and now there's maybe a little four pillars situation if you're talking about the modern rankings as I see it in my head. And you know, I don't care what order I've got to do it in, but I'm down for, you know, proving to however many of the top people that I'm the fucking best until they say I'm the best. So if it takes one or it takes all the remaining three, then it's fine.
So we're talking about you versus what? Shock, Soul, and Gem, right?
They would be the three, innit? Okay. I've battled Tony.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Jesus Christ, man! Like the end level bosses, isn't it? Really, like you got to sort of like they're the secret bosses.
No, I'm the end level boss. They're the four challengers.
No, fair enough. I mean, you versing Saurus as well. Surely that has to happen someday.
I wish it had happened fucking 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
You know what, man? See if it happens now. Now it would be more of the fact to like catch up with him afterwards and say what's up would be cool. But that battle had more relevance, like, you know, time ago. But obviously he's still a good battler and I'm still a good battler, so it's a battle that makes sense for several reasons. But I just wish these things need to take place at the correct time, innit? And it's just a shame that one didn't. Not to say that because of that it can't still happen. Just say it.
And talking to Saurus brings us to the next battle I want to talk about, which a lot of people were saying on Reddit is the best freestyle battle out there, you know, of the modern era. This is 2006 Scribble Jam.
You talk shit, I don't think it's working. Australian, a less distinguished version of an English person. British. No, I'm about to spin and leave this game finished. It's all good. His ball's gonna forward. Justice is served. Just look at George Bush. You fucking dick. Man, I'm straight ripping you. I might have some weed in you, but you're a pain in the ass to listen to. Yo, you need to stop and just settle. Cause you sound like you're about to fucking pop a blood vessel. Oh my god. And yo, I'm straight just beating you. And that's the way that I'm defeating you. You acting see no battle me. When he was a fucking teen, he must have used gasoline as an acne cream.
What do you think about Saurus versus Justice, BA?
That is personally my favourite battle. Favourite freestyle battle ever.
Amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I just think they were both absolutely on it, man. And each one of them had several proper haymakers during each round, almost. I think like maybe the first round by each of them was just getting into it a little bit,
Yeah.
and then maybe the last round from Saurus, he slips up maybe a little bit. But aside from that, it was a beautiful toe-to-toe, punch-for-punch, full contact combat, mate. I love that shit. And Justice was obviously fucking on it because my man had flown fuck knows however many hours on the fucking aeroplane. He was like, I'm not losing this shit. You know what I mean? And Saurus, obviously, at the time, was trying to establish himself as the best freestyler in America. So it meant so much to the both of them, which is why it's so good.
I always love the beats in these battles as well. They always you talk about the backpack sort of throwback sort of stuff. Like there's a battle we're going to get onto later where they play a beat and the guy says, no, this is a battle, play a different type of beat. And there's something about a quite basic...
Supernat did that as well.
Yeah. And like, it just adds to the whole presentation of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, have you heard that in the just Supernatural battle, the full version?
I'm not... You see, I'm meant to be Mr. Battle Rap. I haven't heard the full version, I have to admit.
Okay, so on the full version, yeah. See, then you won't fully understand Juicy's third because Supernat went like, so basically they say this is the third round, we're going to reverse the order, right? Mm-hmm. And Supernat must have been burning some banging shit that day because he gets so para. He's like, I see what you're all doing now, and acting like they're trying to like make him lose, yeah. And then they run a beat. And he's like, no, I won't rhyme with that. Cut that beat off.
Right.
Yeah? So Juice comes in with his third, like, this motherfucker's acting like he's in the streets, acting like a bitch and want to try to switch beats. Do you know what I mean? He's like, I rock the mic with many things. A dope MC can rip the mic to anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, proper flip that shit back at him. So, yeah. It's one of the reasons why I think Juicy's third is absolutely amazing. I just wish he'd have showed up in them first two rounds, like, because he talks about that shit and then he talks about like how Supernatural does all the impressions and shit, which he'd just done in his third round. So yeah. Anyway, I know we just done that, but I needed to mention that. We're talking about them all in a mad mix mash sort of way. It's like fucking Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction or something, yeah, just all edited fucking in different places and shit.
Yeah. They're just sort of general touchstones that, you know, we can sort of have anecdotes on. And as you say, yeah, I think the first round from both of them is decent. I think Justice has a crazy first round. The whole, sorry about my speech impediment, I'm learning how to speak American. And it's for Saurus, your face looks like the asteroid that killed you. I mean, you know, Saurus's face comes up so much, doesn't it? It's such a gift for his opponents.
It does. Fucking randomly, like, one of my bars, it's actually a weird story, but one of my bars ended up getting used against Saurus in America, and it was about his face.
Oh, really? Which one?
See, I need to tell the full fucking story now, because then otherwise the questions will be raised, like, why are they saying you're a bar kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Sure.
For the record, I never take the bars from the next man. I know nowadays there's like little writing pools where people be texting each other. I never do that. See, everything you hear from me in a battle, mate, it's all me sitting down and writing that shit. But because I was meant to battle Saurus, innit? So when I got cancelled, Archaic was going to battle Saurus. So I gave him a couple little lines, but then I got cancelled.
Right.
And then Archaic was randomly talking. Oh, you know what? I don't want to... Ah, man, it's long. But anyways, so Archaic was randomly talking to a guy in America, and the guy in America was battling the Saurus. So Archaic gave this guy his bar, saying it was his. I watched this guy battle Saurus, and I'm like, no way. He just dropped my bar in that battle, and it got a massive reaction. Like in a... Yeah, so then Archaic fessed up to the guy, and the guy thanked me for the bar, and that was it. Yeah.
All right, and I mean, yeah, Saurus just one of the things I should say as well. All these battles are really short for the most part. Like apart from the WRC one, they're 10 minutes max. This is like 5-6 minutes when you take out all the intro and outro. The version that I watched looks like it's on a sort of night vision camcorder from the back, but you know, you can hear all the bars. The music works, and there's just so much energy, isn't there? Like, I mean, BA, you've done so many freestyle battles. I've not done one, you know. I can only imagine what it would be like. But everyone's so busy, aren't they? You're moving around the stage because your brain is firing to come up with stuff.
Yeah, and also, like, I feel like I did that shit naturally, just like I don't know, like a fucking shark would, mate. See, watch me spin the mic. I circle everyone. I didn't realise I was doing that. It's just how I roll, apparently. But yeah, even that, it's getting you into a sort of mindset. Your bodies that should be the same way your words are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And there is just so much energy on stage, and it's awesome. I mean, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen Soros versus Justice, do yourself a favor, watch it on your lunch break. It's
an incredible battle.
It really is an incredible battle. I don't know if we spoke about this on past episodes, but was there any ever effort for you to go over to Scribble? I know it was kind of intangible, really. It was so far away. Did you ever want to go over there at the time, or?
Yeah, in 2006 or 5, one of those. I think it was 2006. There was a Scribble Jam qualifier in the UK, which Kool-Aid's won. But Stig took part in that, and obviously at the time we were in the Freestyle Masons, so we sort of paper, scissors, stoned it, and Stig went in. But yeah, unfortunately, he never got the spot. But yeah, I'd have loved to have done it, mate. I'd have loved to have done it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a shame that shit never kept up, man, because there was a certain aura about Scribble Jam and winning the Scribble Jam title. So yeah, it's a shame.
I mean, as I said before, Eminem battled Juice in '97. I don't know the exact history, but it looks like it was going for about 10 years or so, maybe a little bit more than that.
Something like that, mate. It had a solid run anyway. But yeah. Fuck knows, man. I mean, what's funny is it's Kevin Beecham used to put it on, I think. And what's funny is if he'd had a bit of foresight, he could have easily converted that into what we have nowadays and made it a proper successful company over there. But obviously, Scribble Jam to him was the entire hip-hop festival. It incorporated breaking, graffiti, booking live acts. The battles were just like one day of the festival. So that's why you got such amazing crowds there as well. But yeah, I think obviously the festival started dwindling, the numbers, because there's less and less real hip hop fans, and he, put on proper hip hop, underground hip hop, and yeah, I believe, like, obviously I don't want to talk about people losing money. It's shit, but yeah, I believe it was a financial thing why it stopped. But, yeah, it's a shame, man. It would have been cool to have seen that. I've got a lot of respect for things that carry a lineage. Do you know what I'm saying? And the Scribble Jam title is now a lost title, which has a lot of lineage to it.
Hell yeah. I mean, it's like when they speak about maybe bringing back the WRCs, like, it just has that attachment, that history, doesn't it? It means something a bit more than if they just came up with a new tournament or whatever. So, and the next battle I want to touch on is another battle that was brought to my attention. Actually, a battle that I literally hadn't seen this battle until yesterday. This was Franco versus No Can Do.
You get left in the underground. I'm traditional, original, ripping the sickest flow. But your ass ain't dope, cause you're the little hoe. And all you have is a bunch of corny jokes. And he's freestyling, no, he wrote his quotes, it's pre-written. With a beat kicking, you orbit, you eat chicken. Your pussy's open for the deep digging. And you keep spinning, and they know it's true. I just won this battle, fuck it over, dude.
I eat chicken, my hair's napping, you happy? What's next? You gonna wear a white hood, call me Blackie? You wanna take the racist shit? Your girlfriend can take the dick until she appreciates the fit.
From the 2007 Scribble. And the first thing that you notice, BA, a giant crowd, like a festival-style crowd for a freestyle battle.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying, though. Yeah. Scribble Jam is a multiple-day festival. Yeah. So, yeah, the battles just encompass one day, but it is still awesome to see such a big crowd turn out. But, mate, I've seen that, like, before in the UK, like, certain situations with crowds there for other things. Like, for instance, when the Jump Off were touring with the Streets, they were the opening act for the Streets, so every night it was a huge fucking arena sort of flex, do you know what I'm saying? Like a big venue. So all them battles took place in front of huge crowds as well.
Oh, and was anything filmed
from
those Streets openings? Like
Jump Off released a DVD way back in the day with those battles. Like the very first time you see Sonny Jim was on one of them battles, and a couple other people, but yeah, it was quite mad, man.
Okay, cool. And I mean, what are your thoughts firstly on No Can Do? He was quite a celebrated freestyler.
Yeah, I think No Can Do is an excellent freestyle. A lot of people used to actually tell me that I had a similar style of freestyling to No Can Do. I don't see it myself. I believe we both have individual styles, but I take it as a compliment nonetheless because I do rate him highly as a freestyler. This battle, for the record, has my single favourite freestyle bar in it of all time.
Of all time?
Of all time.
What is it?
It's I don't even know what the setup is.
Yeah.
Fuck your goddamn mate, you were never gripping it. And the reason why it's so
yeah.
sick, the reason why it's my favourite of all time is because he says the setup, then Franco trips over the mic. So he thinks of a way to incorporate what's just happened into his next bar within a millisecond. And gets a punchline out of it, which won him the battle consequentially as well. To be honest, outside of that, I don't see it as one of the top 5 battles ever. Like, there's decent bars here and there, but Scribble Jam had far more classics. Not to say that that's not a good battle, but I think that one line from No Can Do is what makes it stick out in people's heads. For that reason, it's so impressive, though, mate. If you actually break it down and watch it again, he's already started to say the rhyme scheme as well. So.
Yeah, no, as he's saying the rhyme scheme, the mic is mid-air, and he just completes the rhyme. I completely agree. It is absolutely unbelievable. I also agree, when I watched it, because I was a bit like a hype around it, I don't know, I just didn't think there were that many punches there. It's slightly hard to hear as well, but like...
There was one that randomly made me laugh. I forgot about when you gave me the list and I watched it. It was something like, you want to feel like the bigger man, try dating a girl with little hands or something.
No, get a hand job from a girl who has smaller hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny. And I think, No Can Do just had a nice cadence. And what are your thoughts on Franco? I'm not really too familiar with him, to be honest.
Franco's been doing this shit from way back. The actual first thing I seen of Franco, hang on, is it bad if I fucking type while I'm doing this?
Do it. No, research, man. It's all good. Because, I mean, you're right, Franco's featured.
No, I remember the name of the tournament, but I just want to see if the shit's actually online.
Yeah, Franco's
not at first glance, but the first time I seen Franco was at this thing called the Iron Man Battles. And the Awkwards was even there at the site, and it was taking place in a school basketball court. Right. And Awkwards was there as well, standing at the side going ape shit. And Franco won that tournament. He got to the final and won that shit. It was called the Iron Man Battles. But yeah, that's the first time I seen him. So he goes way, way, way back as a battle rapper. It is what it is. It's like. Some people highly rate his style, other people might not. I don't want to comment on that personally, but he's still an OG in the game for what he's done and how long he's done it for. Yeah,
definitely. And I mean, No Can Do as well, should be said, is like founded the Hellfire Club, which is a huge sort of collaborative a label out there based in LA, which is doing great things as well. I mean, both of them don't really battle anymore, but it's a great, relic to have as well. And it's quite cool as well, the video footage. I think it's from PH's like Journey to Scribble, like some documentary he shot, because it's really candid. It's on stage. It's everyone sort of talking about battles that have gone before, and and yeah, you're right. I mean, No Can Do, he literally wins it on that mic drop line, doesn't he?
Yeah. I will say though, if anything, seeing it from the perspective of the judges made me think they were slightly biased toward No Can Do.
Right.
I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, I do. Definitely.
And it was a shame to see that. But it was still cool to see that little fucking backstage perspective from PH as a little part of history, isn't it?
Yeah. Really useful to have, really interesting to have. And I mean, Franco does the sort of classic thing of like picking up his water and stuff like that. And I don't know if you noticed as well, when Franco is rapping too long, the host literally tries to pull the mic off him.
I did not notice that. Did he keep hold of it?
He keeps hold of him. Like Franco, like bends down.
About, He's been punched by Capitol Hill at that point. He was on guard, mate. Ready.
And we get to another battle that I hadn't seen before. Jin versus Urukazaki.
Your man shook your hand now because you know you're about to lose. Don't come to me, I can battle whole crews. Put up your kicks, you leaving here without no shoes. That's it. Hey yo, my style is cold. Actually, keep them. Them things look kinda old. When it comes to this, my flowing is true. Honestly, hey yo, your boots are older than you. And you probably like 36. Bring the tears. That means them boots existed for 40 years. That's way back. Yo, I'm the damn brother. Matter of fact, you kinda look like my grandmother. She has the same braids in her hair. Don't walk around looking in the crowd acting like you don't care. Yo, I make you go through your cycle and bleed. Take off the stage, strangle you with them beads on your neck. And yo, his breath smell like fish. I eat a rupusaki like a Japanese dish. Yeah, you back.
I mean, Jin, right, Respek, is like one of the guys, always referenced.
Yeah, obviously. His thing was, what was it, 106 in Park or some shit?
Yep.
Oh, and they had the Freestyle Fridays or whatever it was. Yeah, and he was just killing it around that time. I believe it was like a Rough Riders sponsored sort of set of battles, and the winner got a deal with Rough Riders. But after Jin started killing shit, he was like their guy, you know what I mean? So, yeah, he was just battling a lot with them, representing him, pushing him hard.
Yep.
And, yeah, he fucking did a lot of big things back in the freestyle day.
Yeah,
I remember watching his Freestyle Friday freestyle battles and shit.
Yeah, I remember DNA versus Chilla Jones, and Chilla had a whole Jin scheme, like you think you're Jin Eric, you're just generic. And I remember not knowing who Jin is, similar to Michael Jordan's flu game. So I had to do a bit of research there. I know, it's awful to admit this on a live stream.
I feel like fucking starting to ask you hip hop questions and proper outing you, man.
Let's not go there. Ready
First
to Die.
Hip hop album, Tom. First hip hop album.
Worst hip hop album.
The first
hip hop album
you bought.
Oh, that I bought. Oh my god. Well, probably American Gangster by Jay-Z from 2007. Yeah.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. Doesn't too bad. But yeah, no, I don't have the entrenched knowledge. But yeah, obviously. But yeah, Jin, I think sort of kills the guy here. I think he's really good. Again, he mentions that, you know, let's have a different beat, let's go a different angle, sort of thing like that. And again, he goes a bit far on the first line as well. He goes sort of over his time limit, I should say. The whole eat oru like a Japanese dish, your breath smells like fish. It's nothing too advanced, but I think he's successful. I think his performance is great.
Well, this, when you sent me the list, was not on the list, mate. So I have actually I haven't recently watched this one. So you're going to have to talk to me about this, and I'll give you my input if you like, but I can't give a personal opinion on this.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, you know, for some reason, Urukazaki does a lot of stuff about his shoes for whatever reason, and Jin in his second is like, you know, take your shoes off, you're in a Chinaman's house, which gets a huge reaction. We're sort of in a school hall as well. It's got a very throwback sort of atmosphere. But I just wanted to include this one just to sort of touch on Jin, really. He doesn't really get spoken about in sort of modern battle rap, but he was a huge figure, wasn't he?
Yeah, especially in the freestyle era, so you got to name check Jin, man.
Yeah, of course. And we get to...
He was the one, like so many MCs bit this and Jump Off for some reason, and loads of MCs around this era all bit this from Jin. I don't know why they all did it, like, but you know that old "I'm the reason your brother's mixed race" sort of fucking flex. That was like Jin's little rebuttal. And you know, he had some bars as well, man. Like, check your Timbs, they're probably made in China. Had these little China flips.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And I mean, talking of name checks, you get name checked in the next battle we're going to talk, which is 2006 WRC's.
Mate, I get name checked in every single one of these battles in spirit.
Yeah,
this is the only one they mouth the words. Yeah.
Saurus and Ilmac. This is the first WRCs. This is, you know, the first finals versus Possessed and What's His Face.
I'll fucking split your face in half like Bruce Willis in Armageddon. You say nothing, create a face. That's right, you'll get slashed with razor blades. And the fact is, you gambled your life and dug your grave with an ace of spades.
And you ain't taking the money in Vegas, mate, so you might as well go and play the slot machines. Listen, I'm about to pop your team and knock this queen, cause he ain't saying shit. So face it, bitch. Yo, I'm very mad. Face it, bitch, it looks like he already has.
1 minute 30, you're battling the best. Acne on the flesh? Yes, bastard is correct, but stop battling possessed. On the real, it ain't the dynamic duo. We're gonna stomp you flat. It's the Titanic sumo.
Yo, I'm dropping clean. The funny thing is, if you went into a slot machine, you'd probably hope to win some Oxy Cream.
This is a brilliant battle, right?
Yeah, it's a great battle, mate.
And I love how in the intro, it's the 2006 WRCs, it says 18 battles, 1,478 bars, and 192 punchlines, as if they counted. It all comes down to this. And I don't know about you, BA, but like, I love the backdrop on the Vegas rooftop. It just adds to it.
Yeah, it's amazing, mate, with the casinos and shit behind. It's an awesome choice. The only thing about Jump Off is, I don't know why, but Jump Off always went for this, like, fucking secret invite sort of flex, which only led to a small group of people turning up, and it killed the atmosphere on a lot of big bars. I think this is one battle, by the way, which if you write on paper what both teams said is a classic, but the atmosphere spoils the classicness of it, if you know what I'm saying, because the whole crowd was just like on Soros and Ilmac basically.
Yeah, it did feel that way, and you know, the UK guys go first, and they kill it. They're excellent. You know, they sort of flip the Eiffel, Paris, Donnie Darko thing, jaw fatter than Johnny Bravo as well. Yeah. I love 2-on-2, and we're battling a man and a half.
Yeah, that was what's his face's opener, wasn't it?
Yeah, fucking great. I mean, they were such a killer team together, and the Two-Face from Batman, if his face was symmetrical. Towards Soros, which is unbelievable line.
That is such a sick bar. You know what? When I was watching it back the other day, obviously it's a shame because with things like that, you just wish you could recapture the reaction you got the very first time you watched it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I remember the first time I saw that, I flipped my shit at that bar.
Yeah, it's an incredible round.
Yeah, and you know what as well? That bar. I'm just picturing that bar being said like on a jump off stage in this situation, that situation, and it's a room killer, and it's just weird how it doesn't kill the crowd. Do you know what I'm saying? I hate to keep harping on it. I don't want to take away from that, the whole battle, but yeah, it's just a shame that that's like an absolute haymaker, and it's just like, you know, fucking a couple people are like, whew, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
And there's just, I mean, as I say in the post-interview, Soros and Ilmac, there's no filler at all from these guys. Like, it is sick rounds. And, you know, he takes the Batman line as well, you two are jokers sort of thing. And I think Ilmac touches on how good they ended. And I think he has a really good first line, which sort of takes the steam out of things. Ill finish, but you're still British.
Yeah. That's an instant good deflator.
Yeah. And he does it with Ilmac sort of like, you're still, like the way he says it, kind of quite snarky sort of way he says it. I mean, what do you think about their first round, Soros and Ilmac here?
Yeah, I think it's good, man. Do you have any of but I forget what bars were said in what rounds. What was it they said in the first round again? Was it all that, the man that taught his own shadow to talk shit?
Yeah, and the only good thing to come from England is the 10 grand that Harry's sending us. And you know, seeing him, they do a sort of tea and crumpets sort of stuff. I think they have a better second and third. But what you see from Ilmac and Soros is just their energy. Like, they really get in their faces, and they've just got, I guess they got more projection, if anything else.
Yeah. I actually, you know, because Possessed and Rain are my boys, I'm always going to be like, see it with rose-tinted glasses. From an outsider perspective, how do you perceive the battle overall? Was it definitely a straight murder? Because they won with a straight murder in 3 rounds as well.
Yeah, no.
How do you look at it?
I maybe see Soros and Ilmac winning just because I think they flip a bit more, and I think they've got a bit more energy. But yeah, I think it's really even. I agree with what you're saying as well. I don't think they get the reaction they deserve, especially in the first. I think Possessed and What's-His-Face have an incredible first. And there's always going to be that bias because it's in Nevada, not Camden, you know?
Yeah, that's it. Some of the flips are incredible, though. Like the Soros' one, you're too much of a bitch to tell that all the acne jokes you thought were sick as hell apply to him as well.
Yeah, that was crazy. The whole hit you with punchlines, but boxing gloves would provide you with nostril plugs.
Yeah.
Must have been convenient to fly here and place your baggage in his naval passage.
Yeah, he had a lot of shit.
Yeah, he did.
What's his face, his nose,
He did,
and his blackness.
Yes,
and,
he did. Unfortunately, but I mean that's freestyle battling, isn't it? You got to take something.
Yeah, that's it, mate. You just pick your targets and you go for it. I can't speak on behalf of the Saurus and Elmac either. I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt and say I hope they at least just thought of a couple ideas, because I know personally, and I can vouch for this, like I saw it with my own eyes, that Possessed and Rain truly went over there with not even a page of little one-line ideas for 3 fucking battles, mate.
Crazy, yeah. And
they just went into it to fully test their freestyle ability, and had like 4 or 5 bars each to fall back on if they couldn't think of a bar. So that's what makes it so impressive to me. Because I personally know how much they wrote for that. So.
Yeah, and in the third as well, lots of good face jokes from them. Same face as Tom Cruise in Vanilla Sky, which is quite an obscure line now. I don't think many people know Vanilla Sky in 2018. But I remember Tom Cruise's fucked up face.
I haven't even seen fucking Vanilla Sky, but I remember his mad Phantom of the Opera fucking face from the poster, innit? So I assume his face is fucked up, and that's why he's got his little Phantom of the Opera thing on. So it's all good, isn't it?
It's really weird. If you just if you literally Google image Tom Cruise's face Vanilla Sky, you'll see what we're talking about. It's pretty it's really odd. I'm looking at it right now. It's really odd, and I really like when he says.
But you know that doesn't surprise me though, because Possessed is a mad film head, isn't it? So he'll bring out them film references and shit.
Yeah,
and I'm the same as him. Like, me and him had a conversation about this once time ago. Like, unless something's ridiculously insidey, jokey, like, I don't really care if people do or do not get my bars. If anything, if they don't get it, maybe they'll be like, "What's that he's just talking about?" and Google that shit, and then get it and know something else they didn't know. So
yeah. He says he's Bruce Campbell with a face of World War II shrapnel.
That's a sick little.
Isn't that fucking fire? Like, I fucking love that. Yeah. And like, Saurus is kind of like Bruce Campbell, like in his voice and mannerisms. You know what I mean?
He is.
Like I think it was a spot on sort of reference there, and then obviously you get mentioned in the third. They basically say skill is non-existent, like Respek BA's windows in the box he lived in.
Well, here's. Right, I would like to ask them this in person. I don't know if they listen to this, if so they can give me an answer, because I'm not accusing anyone, I'm just speculating that perhaps they began writing before they knew who the definitive victor of the UK League was.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think maybe they had a couple of things for me and Stig, because these battles went up weekly and it was proper fucking close between me and Stig and Possessed and Rain, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people thought me and Stig were going to win, obviously, before the battles went up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day one of them will tell me that. But it's just because why else would he randomly bring me up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did think that.
Because I don't have beef with him. We're cool. Right. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've had Saurus on. We've agreed to get him back on the show soon. So I'll ask him that, and I need to get Ilmac on as well, who said he's going to come on. Just a quick comment as well. So I don't know if you know about this, Respek BA, but because we're just talking about the face and Phantom of the Opera, someone says introduce Tom to Hijack, Phantom of the Opera. Are you aware of what that is?
I know Hijack. I'm not aware of the particular Phantom of the Opera, whether it's an LP or a song or that, but I've heard loads of Hijacks. Basically, it's an old school UK hip hop crew.
Okay, from Brixton apparently. It says on YouTube. Okay, thanks for the recommendation in the live feed. I'll definitely.
Yeah, man. What do you not even have much old school UK hip hop, Tom?
Not especially. No, I mean I do a show on Jest on the channel. I'm obsessed with Jest, but like I know a bit of Task Force as well. But I honestly not, to be honest with you. I would appreciate
even Task Force is new school. You got to talk like fucking London Posse, people like that. You know London Posse?
I don't know London Posse.
Rodney P.
Rodney P. I know, yeah.
Yeah, Gunshot.
I don't know.
Oh man.
I know. Make me a playlist, please, or just tell me what to listen to. I'll definitely check it out. But yeah,
you know that scene in Full Metal Jacket where they all rush in on him with the soaps and socks?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, you deserve that, Tom. You deserve that.
I'll take that. I am the private pile of UK hip hop, and I accept that moniker. So we get to
Nice. Just don't shoot yourself.
No, I'm not. I want a donut though. I want a jam donut for some reason. I'm getting a hankering for one right now. But we get to the last battle I want to talk about: Sharon versus Pedro.
Wow, my fucking hair looking weird. Do you have a brain? Is there something there? Why are we even doing this? That's something rare, and you could have rhymed it off underwear, gummy bears, but you said fucking hair is fucking rare? Like I said, there's nothing there.
Oh, yo, you get bits slapped, fam. That isn't even the right. That isn't. Yeah. You'd be looking like 6 packs nan. All right. Fuck 2 packs.
So bringing ourselves right up to the new school here. I mean, what are your thoughts on Sharon?
He's a very good battle MC, man. He understands the craft. He understands it, freestyle and written. Yeah.
I'd love to see you guys go freestyle battling.
Yeah, I think I can toe freestyle battle absolutely anyone.
I agree.
I mean, I'm like, I've got better since Jump Off as well.
Yeah. And have you battled Pedro?
No, I have not.
No, because I'd like to see that as well. But I mean, this battle, it's a good battle. You know, it's a fun battle watching it back. But it kind of shows you like who is practiced and who is just, you know, talented. Like, I think Sharon has the resolve to win out in these 15 minutes.
Well, like, Pedro, okay, here's the thing though, right? Pedro's an actual MC, you know why? Because he's got his own distinct personality and a way he carries himself, which works for him. So when he's freestyling, he's built this, like, not intentionally, it's just how he is. Like, he's developed this way of the crowd expecting him to say random shit and it'd be hilarious. So he can just think of a nice little pattern off the head which is straight on someone's family, and it's just funny as fuck because that's Pedro, isn't it? Yeah, but Sharon is like the polished guy who understands how to like build a punch or come with a quick flip. Not to say that Pedro doesn't do either of those two in that, but Sharon does it almost every time.
Yeah, and Pedro sometimes, you know, like we said at the start of the episode, going into the unconscious, sometimes he can just say nonsense. 6 packs nan is mentioned. Which I don't really know what that is.
But that's what I mean. But I got a huge reaction.
Yeah.
But yeah, the crowd went crazy for that. So
I mean, and probably the most memorable thing in this battle is when, you know, Pedro says he's going to punch him, and then Sharon's like, "Punch me in the throat, I still wouldn't choke."
Yeah, that's an incredible little flip,
isn't it? Just in the heat of them, like. And obviously you've done this many times, BA. It must feel like the greatest feeling in the world when you get off a clever flip and the crowd go wild.
Yeah, man. To me, it's more like I try and target specific things people have said to diffuse the impact that the things they've said had. So if you might notice, like, the things I choose to come back at are things that specifically got a reaction as well, because then I know that it's in the crowd's heads. Whereas if you just pick one of their bars and think, oh, I've got I could get something back for that, or I could do this with that. It's like, if it's not something significant, sometimes the crowd won't react too tough. But if it's one of the main things they said that got a good reaction, and you manage to construct a counter attack to that and get it off, it's cool, man. It's cool. That's one of my favorite things. I was always known for that back in the day.
And I mean, you know, say like Spin the Mic, which is more kind of just like a round sort of thing. What's your format? Would you prefer something like Sharon versus Pedro, which is like a 4-bar back-to-back, or?
I love 4-bar back-to-back, but I do understand why they do like 45-second, 30-second, 1 minute round back and forth ones as well. That's cool. I prefer either or. But in a 4-bar back-to-back, you quickly separate the weak from the strong, because even people that think they're good off the head, man, it's about the consistency as well. To get shelled with firepower is mad jarring as well. It's not that easy to think of good shit all the time if people are unleashing hell on you. So it's how people handle that. I was actually thinking about this the other day, and like the most brutal shit ever is still the WRCs and jump off.
Oh
man.
my
like
god!
Eight battles in a single day, with battling the same teams fucking twice and having to think of new ideas. It's like, oh man, that's torturous. But again, to think that's quite the boot camp. You know, it's like the SAS training. There'd only be like a 3% margin that made the final assault course. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was tough shit, man.
Yeah,
fucking hell.
Yeah, you're right. It's a true gauntlet, and similar to Vanilla Sky, Sharon references how Stella got her groove back, the 1998 romantic comedy, and I was like, and you hear a few people like,
I completely missed that. What does he say?
Yeah, because Pedro's drinking a Stella can. And he's sipping Stella, trying to get his groove back.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
right. And like you hear I think you hear like a woman in the background go, like that, and then like it is a really like, you know, it's a very impressive bar. Like it's a weird reference. Whereas, you know, Pedro just has these kind of quick stuff like where Sharon has mentioned Pikachu, so he says that Sharon has just seen a Jew. It looks like he's just seen a Jew, and then that's kind of, you know, called back. But I mean, Sharon versus Pedro, it's everything you kind of want it to be, really. It sort of exemplifies the different approaches to freestyling.
Yeah, plus it's fun, it's spontaneous. There's a lot of flips, which I think are always highlights of battles, and you see two different styles at play, and one person is obviously very, very high level at freestyling as well. So you get a high quality freestyler, and a high quality freestyler, especially in a 4-bar for 4-bar, can make any battle incredible. Because even if one guy is not even that good, not to say that Pedro isn't good, Pedro's also high quality freestyler, which is why that battle's so good. But even in a situation where you get one of them against someone that ain't that good, every 4 bars or so it's going to be incredible, because they're just going to flip the whack shit that the other person spat at them. Do you know what I mean? So even a 4-for-4 with one good and one bad person is entertaining to watch. But when the two good people, obviously it's always entertaining to watch. So that's why you see there's so many crowd responses in that battle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, massively, yeah, massively. Really fun battle to watch, I think. And Pedro has some really good stuff as well. He sort of talks about the venue that they're in, which, I mean, we don't really know this, but you get it from the punch. There's a restaurant underneath, and, you know, like your mum, she's eating downstairs, like this club. And
I rated that bar.
Yeah, that was really nice. There was lots of good stuff here. And Sharon saying, you know, if you give me food, I'll give you irrelevant Maltese, and he's got his sign, and, you know, it works. And I think says as well that this is one of the only battles they advertised on the card itself, and it was sort of a guarantee of interest. And himself says as well, 2 of the best freestylers in the game. I mean, himself, he's no slouch freestyling, right?
No, man. I actually remember freestyle battling with Archaic when was sitting in the room watching when he was like 16.
Wow.
He's always loved that shit, man.
Yeah.
And grew up proper studying the art of it as well. And off the dome as well. You know what I think his best performance is actually, like, against PH. Rest in peace to PH.
Yeah,
but I think his performance against PH was probably his best one.
Yeah, brilliant performance.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, really good performance. Yeah, DNA as well. He had a sick.
There's other things I feel like need to be mentioned in this episode, like fucking when my man Charlie Clips pulled out the orange. That's a dope little bit of improvisational freestyle. Do you know what I mean?
That was huge. That was huge. Yeah.
And shout outs to Definition with his albino.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. That is, by the way, Definition. That is actually one of my favourite flips ever, mate.
Oh, shout out to Def. Yeah, we do a Watchmen podcast pretty much every other week, so I'll mention that to him. Yeah. But I remember like breaks down at that flip, like he loses his shit, because it is an incredible flip. It is incredible.
It's perfect.
It is perfect. I mean, and any other battles you can think of, ironically, off the top of your head, that you would recommend people to watch freestyle wise?
Well, as dope as I am off the top of the head, man, there's just too too many to mention, mate.
Yeah, I feel that.
There literally is too many to mention. It's just a case of, if you want to talk about more, there's an unlimited fucking string of freestyle battles we could talk about.
Yeah, there really is. And I want to urge people, both in the live stream...
I tell you, actually, here's a sick one you might not have seen. Have you ever seen this old one? It's from a nightclub, and it's got Poison Pen, I think's judging. And it's FLO, Franco, and the Saurus, and it's the semi-final and then final. It's one of these. Remember, I told you these old school nightclub 8-man tournament.
Yep.
It's one of these in America, isn't it? But it's Franco against FLO in the first round, and then Franco against the Saurus in the final. Have you seen this?
I've not seen it. I've just found it on YouTube.
Man, you know what? I'll tell you what, man. FLO, see his on-beat freestyling. Listen to it. See when you're watching it. After, in fact, you are watching that after this.
Yeah,
right?
I will. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see when you watch it, mate, he's fucking so sick on beat as a battler, FLO is, man. And yeah, obviously you get to see some early Saurus, and Franco does well in it as well, man. So, and that's some more Franco for you might not have seen.
All right, sick.
So it's not even got a name. It was just probably some Thursday night out in Cali. And yeah, they used to do battle tournaments like that, and over here all the time, little 8-man tournaments for, 50 quid or 100 quid or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just put the link in the live stream, and I'll pop the link in the comments as well, because, I haven't seen that. I really want to watch that. Someone says Tiger Ty versus Joe Carter.
Nice. That was the first time. I've heard other MCs say it since, but that was the first time ever, Saurus goes first, yeah? And I don't know if this will even be impressive to you now, because other people have said it, but he goes you're dropping dead. Well done on the coin toss. That's the first time that you've gotten head. But it's just sick. It's just sick, mate, for the time when he done it as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's sick. And people in the live stream, but also I guess more people will be listening to this in the future. So in the comments as well, just comment great freestyle battles you think people should watch, because they're always good to check out. As I say, I'll pop that Frank one down below. We'll just wrap up by going through a few of the comments that people have left. Let's have a look through the live stream. Would you battle Mr. McKenzie, BA?
Me and Mackenzie are cool. I've got a lot of respect for Mr. McKenzie. Mr. McKenzie or Andrew McKenzie?
See, that's what's so confusing, that there's two of them, isn't there, and they're both Scottish, but I think he means Mr. McKenzie, not Andrew.
Right. Well, I'm cool with Andrew McKenzie. He puts on, obviously, the Iron Bars battles, and he is the former King of the Ronalds champion.
Yeah.
Would I want to battle him? To be honest, I've got a specific set of names I'm gunning for, and I've got nothing but respect for Andrew, but he's not one of the names. And as for Mr. McKenzie, I've battled him 4 fucking times in total.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, fair enough, yeah.
It's at least 3. It's at least definitely 3.
Yeah, we don't need it.
And one of them was a full 3-round written battle at Bad Move Battles that the footage got lost of.
Oh, you're kidding? That sucks.
Pissed me off so much, mate.
Yeah.
I had some really good bars, and bars that could only ever be said to him. Do you know what I mean? They're just fucking away, lost. That's them.
Yeah, okay.
I was fucking so proud of my material for that battle as well, and I remember the performance was sick. Some guy kicked off on me.
Right.
Right, check this out.
Okay.
So the very first thing I seen this drunk guy in front of the barrier holding up a V for Vendetta mask to Mr. McKenzie.
Okay.
And I could straight away tell he was call him this mask, I'll hold it up kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I lost the coin toss, had to go first. And the very first thing I said was to defuse that. I called the guy a twat, yeah? Now, into my second bar, my man, who was completely fine with a mask being used in the battle, didn't like my flip. Straight away, he's like, what the fuck you saying to it? So I'm just like, am I gonna have to choke a bitch? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, that it fucking got diffused quite quickly, but still it was funny, man. It's the first time that shit's happened to me. I was thinking, tactically about my next maneuver. I was ready though, mate. That guy was too drunk. Trust me.
Yeah. I mean,
but yeah. But them battles with Mr. McKenzie are fun though, man. Actually, one of my favourite performances. It's on my channel, and the audio's shit. But I think it's one of the best representations of my freestyle ability nowadays in comparison to the jump-off days. There's I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a little, again, an 8-man battle tournament I did. Not even that long ago, mate. It was only maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So when I heard that they were doing 8-man battle tournaments again for £100 prize, I just was like, I feel like shaking off the cobwebs and seeing if I can still do this shit. So I just showed up and done the tournament, man. But it's my battles in that tournament on my channel.
Oh, sick. Sick. Okay.
Yeah, check that out, man.
Yeah, Purple
Who was there? I forget the guy's name. I don't want to be disrespectful. Yeah, in the first round, he's an old jump-off battle rapper, though, and he's from, like, sort of same area almost as Theo kind of thing.
Okay.
I forget his name. But you'll see him. You'll see him in the first round.
Okay, yeah, definitely everyone check that out as well. Purple Harlem, we kind of answered this earlier. Anyone who out the UK do you want to battle at the moment?
Well, yeah, I answered that.
The other pillars, yeah. Mike,
whoever I need to battle to be seen as the champion. So.
Okay. Mikey says Harry Mack is the best freestyle at the moment. I just googled him. He's been on Ellen. He battled in front of Joey Badass. Apparently, he's some awesome YouTube freestyler. Not checked him out myself, but
until these guys are actually that's like when a WWF wrestler enters MMA.
Yeah.
Until he's tried and tested against a top level freestyler, I wouldn't suggest such things. It's disrespectful to people that have put the work in and proven themselves on a competitive level.
That is true. That is definitely true. Unicorn Thief wants you to battle Iron Solomon.
Yeah, I'd like to battle Iron Solomon, mate.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'd love to battle Iron Solomon.
That'd be fucking awesome. I mean, Solomon, it's impressive, isn't he? Similar to yourself, like came back after a bit of a break and just taking off heads.
Yeah, doing his thing, man. Doing his thing.
And let's see what of these comments. Oh yeah, hijack, which pointed out my ignorance. Let's not let's not think about that.
I feel like asking you more hip hop.
No, please.
That's good. It's a good ongoing theme of this show. What we did last time, first album. Okay, what is the first hip hop song you downloaded?
First hip hop song I downloaded. Oh my god. See, the thing is, like, I got into hip hop probably like 08, 09. Like, I was always really more into guitar and, like, metal music.
I was going to say, if you say Limp Bizkit, Kid
No.
Park, this Skype chat is officially fucking over, mate.
Yardman Wilderness says that you would body pass. Do you agree?
Pass as in passwords?
Passwords, yeah.
Well, as I say every time on your show when people say individual names, I think I could beat absolutely everyone. So, yes, I agree.
Okay. And shout out to JP UK, who's been commenting on the live stream. He says, Tom, email me. I've got an old school playlist I'll send you. I also have some UK battles I've never seen on YouTube. So, shout out, man. I will email you. I'm looking forward to listening to this. Have we got any other... Yeah, awesome. Have we got any other questions? Someone wants to see you versus Evil in a freestyle battle?
Yeah, Evil's quite a well-known freestyler, man. Like I said again, though, I've got a certain set list of names in my head.
Of course.
I feel like I'm a very top-tier battler, and I just want to battle other very top-tier battlers. Simple as that.
All right, well, this has been awesome. You know, this has been really cool doing it with the live stream as well. Thank you to everyone commenting as well. We got some great comments. I guess finally, BA, how do people get at you? Your music, your Twitter, that sort of stuff?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, so it's official Respek BA. It's just because I don't really give a fuck about this shit,
right.
It's official Respek BA on the YouTube. It's Respek BA on Twitter. You can find me Respek BA on Facebook. Respek BA fucking everywhere. Even Respek BA on Xbox.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
All right, sick. Well, thank you everyone listening. Again, post your freestyle battles below. Mock me for my hip hop knowledge. It's all good. It's all welcome. And BA, it's always a pleasure, man. Thank you for coming on the show.
Likewise, mate. Let me know when you can think of another random fucking list thingy so you can get me back on here. Since we've covered my entire career, you're going to need to pull some fucking ideas out of the bag, mate. But I'm down when you can think of something, you know what I mean?